Yeah, I'm gonna go into this Isaiah chapter 54 and give you the pure understanding, the biblical understanding, instead of private interpretations. Because according to what's taught amongst the old covenant Israelites, that's referred Isaiah 54. Talk about the so-called white man and nuclear missiles, which that's madness, man. That's not biblical, man. Okay, and we were set up to teach what's written in the book, not teach the so-called white man philosophies, man. Like, like these niggas doing, man. Like the Christian church doing. They teaching what the so-called white man taught them. All right, and Elder Gabar told on himself, said that they spent in the 90s. They was watching these VCR tapes of these devils talk about the microchip is the mark of the beast. All right, they didn't get. That's why don't have no precepts to prove it. They got that from the so-called white man. All right, so the origins of that RFID microchip doctrine is not biblical, man. It comes from the so-called white man. All right, Elder Gabar told on himself. But this is Isaiah 54. 54. I'm gonna start at the top. It says, "Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear, break forth into singing and cry aloud. Thou that didst not travail with child, for more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord." So more Israelites are going to be destroyed than those that's going to be saved, man. All right? This book condemns the majority of Israel, man. All right? Salvation is only for the elect, man. The 144,000 and the 144,000 and they house, man. That's who this salvation is for, man. That's who Yahweh Shah came for. All right? So more are the children of the desolate, meaning more Israelites are going to be destroyed than Israelites that's going to be saved, man. And that's the truth, man. Okay, so it says, "Enlarge thy place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thy habitation. Spare not. Lengthen the cords and strengthen thy stakes, for thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left hand, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles." And that's why when you read Isaiah chapter 14, dealing with the kingdom of heaven, that's what I'm reading about, the kingdom of heaven. Let's see. Chapter 14, Isaiah chapter 14, and start at the top. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob." All right, not all nations, the elect of Jacob, "and will yet choose Israel." All right, the elect of Israel, "and set them in their own land." All right, land is earth. All right, this is describing the kingdom of heaven. "And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." So that's what that's referring to in the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, in the kingdom of heaven, Israel shall rule over their oppressors, basically have slaves, man. That's what those servants and handmaids is referring to. So it says, verse 3, "For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles." Thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles. So there's going to be slaves in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right? That's who the Gentiles are referred to. All right? Our oppressors, man. Starting with our oppressors, man. And the other heathen nations as well, man. All right? So it says, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth. This is referring to the kingdom, man. Okay? This is referring to the kingdom of heaven, who the so-called Christians, all right, which to be a Christian is to be a follower of Yahweh Shai. And they definitely, those Christians are not following Yahweh Shai, man. They're following the so-called white man doctrine that they pastors learned in seminary school. All right, that's who they follow. All right. So it says, and shall not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore. For thy maker is thy husband, and the Lord of hosts is his name, and the Redeemer of the Holy One of Israel, not all nations, man. Okay? This is only for the elect of Israel, man. It says, the God of the whole earth shall he be called. The God of the whole earth shall he be called. All right? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Yahweh. All right? That's who that's referring to. And his people, all right, his wife is the elect of Israel, man. Okay? That's who salvation is for, man. That's who's going to be delivered. That's who's going to get that dominion on earth, man. All right? Which is called the kingdom of heaven. That's another name for the elect, man. All right? Another name for the elect, the 144,000 and their house, is the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay? So it says, this is verse 6. For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou was refused, saith thy power. For a small moment I have forgotten thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. With great mercies through that new covenant, man. All right? Through the new covenant that these One West old covenant Israelites deny, man. They say that we're not in the new covenant. That don't kick into the kingdom, which that's madness. All right? Once the Lord shed his blood, man, the new covenant kicked in, man. Okay? So this is verse 8. In a little wrath I have hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness, all right? Everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee. And that's what the new covenant covers, mercy, man. Repentance, man. All right, for forgiveness of sin, man. That's the new covenant. Okay? So it says, saith the Lord thy Redeemer, for this is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from thee, neither shall my covenant of my peace be removed. All right, so once the Lord shed his blood, man, that's when that covenant of peace kicked in, man. All right, for the elect, of course, for those who follow the Lamb whatsoever he goeth. Not for these old covenant niggas, not for these bugged out Christians, man. All right, for the real Christians, man. All right, because that's what the word Christian mean, man. A follower of Yahweh Shai. And how do you follow Yahweh Shai? All right, he's not literally here for you to follow him. You follow him by believing what he say. You follow his word, man. All right, and that's something these clowns not doing, man. That's something the majority of Israel is not doing, man. Okay? So it says, verse 11, O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest, and not comforted, behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and lay thy foundations with sapphire. And that's when you read the book of Revelations, the book of Revelation, chapter, chapter 21, all right, show you that that's referring to the kingdom, to the elect, man. All right, that's those fair stones. Let me see here. This is Revelation 21, and I start at 9. It says, and there came unto me one of the 7 angels, had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife, the elect. Just like I'm reading about it in Isaiah chapter 54. Let me jump down. Well, I'm going to keep reading. Verse 10, and he carried me away in the spirit, not in a chariot, all right? In the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me the great city, showed him the kingdom of heaven, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the power, having the glory of the power, and her light was like unto the stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. All right, so that's what it's referring to in the book of Isaiah, man, chapter 54. It's referring to the elect, man, the kingdom. All right, the kingdom of heaven, man, which you bugged out Christians say is going to be in the spirit world, man. All right. Let's see here. This is Isaiah 54, and I'm going to go back to verse 11. O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest, and not comforted, behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and lay thy foundations as sapphire, and I will make thy windows a gate, and thy gates of carbuncle, and all thy borders of pleasant stones, referring to the kingdom of heaven, which are the holy city, all right, which is New Jerusalem, the 144,000, and their house, man. That's what this is referring to. So it says, verse 13, and all thy children shall be taught of the Lord, all right, in the kingdom, man, when the kingdom is established, all right, that's what this is referring to. All right, this is not history. This is prophecy, man. This is the prophet Isaiah giving you prophecy, man. The same thing Isaiah is speaking of here in Isaiah 54. It's the same thing John the Revelator is speaking of in Revelation chapter 21. All right, so it said, all thy children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children in the kingdom. When the kingdom is established, man. That's what this is referring to, man. All right, this is prophecy. All right, this is giving you an insight on the kingdom of heaven and how it's going to be, man. Okay, it says, verse 14, in righteousness shalt thou be established. When the kingdom is established, man, the elect, man, the righteous. Okay, the 144,000, them that follow the Lamb whatsoever he goeth, man. All right, who wasn't carried away by that woman. All right, by these wicked ass doctrines that's being taught, man. All right. Thou shalt be far from oppression. Thou shalt be far from oppression on the earth, man. All right, when the kingdom is established. For thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee. Okay. Behold, they shall surely gather together, referring to the heathens, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Shall fall for the elect's sake, man. Okay? This is the kingdom of heaven, man, that I'm describing to you, man. Okay? That the prophet Isaiah is describing to you. And this is the point. Where those clowns say that this is referring to the so-called white man, the scientist. All right, Edomite scientists building a nuclear weapon, man. They got that shit from the so-called white man. All right, that shit is not biblical, man. All right, I'm gonna show you, man. Verse 16, behold, I have created the smith. I have created the smith. And the smith is referring to Yahweh Shai, man. Let me get a precept right quick. These clowns talk about the smith is referring to the so-called white man scientist, to the Edomite scientist. This is the book of Malachi, man. This is the book of Malachi. And I'll start at the top. This 3 and 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple. Even the messenger of the covenant, the messenger of the new covenant. Let's see. Of the covenant whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. But who may abide the day of his coming? Who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like the fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner, as a smith, and a purifier of silver. And he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness, man. So that's what it's referring to, man. That's who the Smith is. It's not the so-called white man. All right, let me get another precept, man. Another precept. Let's see. Because here in the book of Ezekiel, it talks about the Lord being that smith, that refiners, man, that refiner. Let me see. Salakia. Yeah, man, they got the Lord here in the book of Ezekiel speaks of him taking Jake through the fire. You even got the one in Zechariah, man. Let me see. Zechariah 13:8. It says, and it shall come to pass in the land, in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I, the Lord, referring to the Lord, and I will bring, and I will, Salakia, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. So that's what it's referring to, man. Okay, that's the smith, man. According to the precepts, all right? That's who the smith is referring to. Not a damn Edomite scientist, man. Like I say, there's no precepts to back up that madness, man. That's some shit that that clown, that dirty, rotten scoundrel, Elder Tahar brought out, all right, out of his own belly, man. That's not scriptural, man. So, let's see, where was I at? So this is Isaiah 54:16 again. Behold, I have created the smith, and that's what a smith does, man. All right, refines metals, man. Okay, refine them and shape them into the shape, into the fashion he wanted to be in. All right. So that's the job of the Lord, man. That's not referring to the so-called white man, scientist, man, Edomite scientist. Like I said, that's bullshit, man. And it came out of the belly of that wicked ass nigga Tahar. All right, that One West Old Covenant Israelite nigga. All right, I'm referring to the elder at GMS, man. Okay. So it says that bloweth the coals in the fire and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. What's the instrument for the Lord's work, man? That iron rod, okay? Which he describes Israel as that iron rod. Let's see here in the book of Psalms. Yeah, book of Psalms. This is Psalms 2, and I'll start at verse 7. It says, I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. This day I have begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. All right, just like you read in Isaiah 14, the same way you read in Isaiah chapter 54, referring to them Gentiles that the elect is going to inherit. All right, those heathens, man.